Welcome to the Newsmakers Podcast. I'm Billy Hollowell, and this is a show where we go behind the headlines every day to bring you an interview with a pastor, entertainer, politician, or other notable news figure. And this is a show, again, it's daily, but it's based on our weekly TV show, which is also called Newsmakers. You can watch it on the CBN News channel and also on our YouTube page. And on this show, every day, we dive deep. It's a little more longer form with one of the people who you will often see on our Newsmakers show or across the CBN News platforms. On today's Newsmakers, Tasha Layton is known for her gospel-themed music, but the Christian singer's journey took some interesting twists and turns. She joins us today to talk about being Katy Perry's backup singer, leaving secular music behind to start a Christian music career. That and more today with Tasha Layton. With no further ado, here is that conversation.
I want to start here. The biggest lesson you have learned in music professionally so far?
Oh gosh, you just went right in, didn't you? I think just trusting God with every step because, before I entered music to do my own music, there were a lot of years that I wasn't sure how God was going to work it out. I didn't understand why I was taking this path or going in this direction or how he was going to work it all together for his good. And then hindsight's 2020. Looking back, he was weaving that beautifully, but I didn't understand that. And I think that's true at any phase of our lives, is trusting him, knowing that he's got it, and he is essentially carving the way if you are surrendering to him. And I think even now with what I'm doing, it's easy to get burned out. It's easy to let someone else try to tell you who you are. I mean, we face the same challenges as artists that anybody else does. And so it's that continual lesson of trust.
Yeah, and you toured with Katy Perry for years. I mean, your background is so interesting to me, leading worship at your church, working in that secular world. And then, you could have taken a path. You could have gone the secular route, or you could have gone the Christian route. What was it for you? Because I know there were a lot of big decisions that had to be made that led you to say, no, I'm going to listen to that voice this time.
Well, what's interesting about it is I was offered a deal on the I hate to use this term, but the secular side. And I felt so firmly that it wasn't what I was called to do. And there were compromises in that world for those of us who haven't been in that arena or that space. It is a lot harder than people think. And I just knew that I wanted to connect people to God with my music, with my actions, with my team, with my integrity. And I didn't feel like I could fully do that with freedom going that route. And so it was an easy decision for me. And gosh, I'm so fulfilled. I'm standing in the fulfillment of prayers I prayed as a teenager, to be in full-time ministry, to use my gifts for the Lord. Like, I didn't know what it was going to look like. I didn't even start walking in what I really felt called to do till I was 35 or 36. And so I'm a late bloomer. But, I'd already had a career. I'd already done the cool, famous venues, the cool private plane thing. I'd already done all that. And there's a reason Paul says you can gain the world and lose your soul. And I think walking the path I'm walking now with God, it's so special, and I get to see fruit of what he's doing every single day, and there's no mistake that he's using it to connect people to him. So that's the whole point, and that's why we're here tonight.
Yeah. Last question. Because I have to know, was it a struggle during those years, touring, to hold on to your faith in the way that you knew you needed to?
Yeah, I don't think it was a struggle in the ways you would think. I think I had already gone to seminary. I was already a worship pastor at a church. I was solid in my identity for the most part. I think what was hard was being away from my community. When I was only in the U.S. a few weeks out of the year, most years I was with her. And so it was just hard to stay connected. I think that was the hardest part. I was one of two Christians on a 75-person tour. So I missed that community of faith. So that was what was hard about it. But yes, there's always the struggle of like, how skinny are you? Who are you wearing? What party are you going to? Who are you seen with? It's so shallow, and I don't miss that part of it at all.
That's all for today's Newsmakers podcast. Be sure to tune in for the next episode of the show, and also head over to the CBN News YouTube channel and the CBN News channel to watch Newsmakers every week. We'll see you soon.